Hello everybody, welcome back to another Hunger for Horror video. I have managed to pick up a few things since the last video that I wanted to go ahead and show you. And I'm going to go ahead and start with this one, why not? Wyatt Earp, movie I really like a lot. Had the DVD, my dad kind of inherited it. This was less than $10, I wanted a Blu-ray of it anyway, so got it. This next series of movies here, I all got a Dollar Tree for $1. So, Alpha Wolf, fun werewolf movie. I enjoyed that one. Compliance, based on true events. Basically, what some people can be convinced to do that actually goes against every fiber in their being and good judgment. This is an uncomfortable movie to watch, but very suspenseful, very good. I really enjoyed it. Rutger Hauer, Hobo with a Shotgun. Heard good things. Wish Upon, I've seen this, really enjoyed it. Looking forward to watching it again sometime. Belko Experiment, which I really liked. If they had the Blu-ray, I would have picked it up. But a DVD for $1, can't complain. Here it says, Malicious, children are a gift from, and then written in blood over the word heaven, it says hell. Children are a gift from hell. Malicious. Don't know anything about this, but I like creepy kid movies, so there you have it. I like Angelina Jolie, haven't heard much about this. There's 2 unrated extended cuts of this movie on here as well. That's Angelina Jolie Salt. This is supposed to be a good anthology movie about holidays called Holidays. So they all have different themes, you know, of the different holidays. So short stories, I enjoy short story movies usually, and I'm looking forward to checking that one out. The Girl in the Photographs looks interesting. Stephen King adaptation I've never seen, The Langoliers. So decided I'd pick that up for $1. Check that one out. This movie I saw at the theater and actually enjoyed quite a bit, more than I think most people did that I've talked to. But it's a story of Hank Williams. I saw The Light and I enjoyed this quite a bit, and I thought the performances were actually quite good. Perfect Getaway, got this used from a seller on Amazon. Came in with a broken case and water damaged insert. So he just refunded my money for the whole thing, and I replaced the case, and the disc was in good shape, and I told him that. I thought maybe he'd just give me a discount or something, just refunded my whole payment, so that was pretty nice. So I thought that was very decent of him. Q the Winged Serpent. This is a movie that I had on DVD and wanted the Blu-ray because it was pretty cheap, and it's a Larry Cohen classic, so I wanted to see it in high definition. This movie was one that I picked up from a flea market for cheap. Oculus, which I've seen. It's a good haunted mirror kind of movie. Highly underrated, very good movie. And then there was Death Wish, Bruce Willis, which I was happy to only pay $4 for it, even though I think it's a good, a respectable follow-up or reboot of the Death Wish series. I wish that this would continue, but I don't think it did well enough. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was quite good. Not as good as the original, but I enjoyed it. Faster, Dwayne Johnson, Billy Bob Thornton. This is a movie that I got to see part of on cable, and it was recorded on my DVR, and then we had to change cable companies, and I never got to finish watching the movie, so here it is. I got to finish watching it, and it was very good. And I like most of his movies. I think every movie of his I've seen I've liked. So The Others, Nicole Kidman, classic, always wanted to see it, and it was inexpensive, so I got it. Here's a movie that is NC-17. There is an R-rated version, but I don't think you want to see that one. I think they just cut too much out of it from what I've read as far as reviews go. But it's got Johnny Knoxville and Tracy Ullman, Selma Blair, and Chris Isaac. And this movie is just, it's all kinds of crazy fun, and it's for adults, but it's not, I wouldn't call it even borderline pornographic, but it's definitely, you know, I've seen art movies that are worse than this, honestly, but I enjoyed this movie. I've just been putting off getting it forever. In the Cut, Meg Ryan movie I've been wanting to see forever. It's got Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Jason Leigh, uncut director's edition. This is the Mill Creek version. The original version that was put out by Sony, I think it was, had a different cover. So this is the Mill Creek version. This is all that's in print right now, I believe. And Mill Creek stuff goes out of print quickly sometimes, like Shout Factory, so if it's something you want and it's on that label, you might consider go ahead and getting it. This was one of those Walmart buys that, you know, the cover sucked me in. I've tried 3 times to get through this movie, and I've had a hard time keeping focused on it. So I need to try real hard to get through this movie to give it an honest opinion. But from what I've seen, it's pretty, just doesn't connect with me. I don't know. I have a hard time following the story. The kills and stuff are very shaky cam, and you can't really tell what's going on. I think they just did that because they didn't have any money. They couldn't make it look good, so they just kind of squiggled the camera around. So, but anyway, I need to give it another look to give you a fair assessment. But honestly, not as good as I expected. I can already tell you that much. I can assess that much from it. These are some bucket list movies that I had been wanting to pick up for a while. So I went the eBay route, which I had not done in many years. This is Mary Carey and Pervert. It's kind of a Russ Meyer comedy type movie, and it's got a little horror element too, but I don't want to say what that is because it gives away one of the funniest and most interesting parts of the movie. But this is hard to find now. If you can find this, this is worth a watch. You will. If you like the old Russ Meyer movies and the comedy and a little bit of horror twist to it, it's a good movie. Kelly Preston just died, and this was one of my favorite movies she was in. I already had Secret Admirer. Here's Mischief, and went back and rewatched this, and this is a good underrated film as well. I really enjoy this one. Snake Island. This is one that's been out of print for a little while, kind of rare, and it stars William Catt, you know, the greatest American hero. And this is a great, fun snake movie, and you know, there's some comedy parts that kind of take you out of the movie, but the comedy parts are so funny you almost forgive them for it. So it's a fun movie. If you like snake movies, that's one that you never hear much about, and like I said, it's kind of rare. So this I got for $3 with shipping. Them Idiots World Tour with Bill Engvall, Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, and host Reno Collier. If you like the blue collar style comedy movies, this is a good one to pick up if you can find it. I think it's out of print now, but like I said, surprisingly I got it really cheap, and so I was very thankful for the seller selling it for as cheap as they did. This was a pickup at a flea market for $1, brand new. I took the wrapper off because I was going to watch it one night and didn't get to it, but The Forsaken, I think it's some sort of a vampire movie, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out as well. This is a great Nicole Kidman, Julia Roberts, and I might mess up his name, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Secret in Their Eyes. This was originally shot as an R and cut down to PG-13. I'd love to see the original R-rated cut of this movie, but as it is, it's a very good suspenseful drama / thriller. Definitely has great performances. Apparently this was also released in another country with different actors. So this is kind of a remake of a foreign film. I've heard that this is respectable in comparison to the original source material. This is a movie that was on my wish list forever. Charles Band, Castle Freak. I like Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. I don't like it as much as Reanimator or From Beyond, but I did enjoy this movie. So if you like weird old creatures, monsters living in castles kind of movies, this is fun. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the other one, The Unnameable. Kind of reminds me of that movie slightly. And I think that was an H.P. Lovecraft thing too. I don't know if they were based off the same source or a story or not. I'm not sure. This is a double feature. I got this for Legion, but I ended up watching Priest and really liked it too. And Legion is just an awful lot of fun, and it has Dennis Quaid and Lucas, what's his name? Lucas Black, I think is his name. I can't read it right now, but he was played the kid in Sling Blade. Well, he's grown up now by the time this movie came out. And Legion was a lot of fun, and so is Priest. So it's a good double feature, and it won't set you back very much. Total Recall. Been wanting to get a hold of a copy of that on disc. Replaced my VHS. Did it. Here's a movie that's been on my wish list forever. Heard great things about it. It's an Arrow video. I don't buy a lot of Arrows because they're a little pricier. But I got this one on sale. Colobus. And it wasn't as good as I thought it would be based on all the hype, but I thought it was a good movie, and so it's definitely worth checking out. There was a sale at Shout Factory. They're going out of print sale, so I picked some up that I really wanted. They've been on my wish list for a long time. Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, the second movie, which a lot of people aren't crazy about, but I think it's liked better than the third movie, and I like it quite a bit. I think it's a very good follow-up sequel. The Evictors, directed by the same guy that directed The Town That Dreaded Sundown. This is a really good movie about people who live in a house, and it has a history and the people trying to kill them and stuff. I don't even remember exactly. I just remember it just being very suspenseful and holding my attention. It's a PG movie, but it's pretty intense. This came out in the 70s, so I would really recommend this one if you can find a copy of it to watch, or hopefully it's available to stream somewhere. Ninja 3: The Domination. I didn't care that they were out of the collector's edition. I just went ahead and got this edition, and it's fine. It's a Blu-ray. It looks and sounds fine. I don't care about tons of special features because it's not like one of my favorite movies, but apparently it does have a cult following, and I always liked it. And I have Enter the Ninja and Revenge of the Ninja, so might as well complete the collection and get Ninja 3, which is, still very entertaining. Last one from that sale, TerrorVision and Video Dead double feature. I watched TerrorVision, which I really enjoyed. Diane Franklin's in it from Better Off Dead, and she was great in it. This is one of her early roles. And Video Dead I haven't watched, heard not so great things about it, but that doesn't mean anything to me because oftentimes I like things people don't. Got a few more here. These were from Hamilton Books, who always has great deals, so look at hamiltonbook.com and you can find some great deals and just kind of peruse through what they have. Jackie Chan the Foreigner. I believe this is a Canadian edition of the Blu-ray, but it was uber cheap, and it was a Blu-ray, and I really liked this movie. Saw it at the theater. It's kind of about a guy who loses his daughter and wants to punish, it's kind of like a Death Wish movie. It basically is. It's very similar to Death Wish, and it has Pierce Brosnan is kind of like the baddie in the movie, and he does a good job in it as well. And Jackie Chan shows really good acting chops in that, which oftentimes he's in goofy comedies, and he's a great actor in those too. But this is a little more serious role for him, and it was good to see him in a movie again like that. This is basically a scientist experiment gone wrong, turns into this creature. It's called Panic. This is a Code Red movie, and I couldn't believe they had this. Usually anywhere you can find a Code Red movie, they can cost you anywhere from $20 to $30. This one was $10, and I'd really been wanting this one. And Code Red stuff does go out of print very quickly, not much more quickly than Shout Factory or even Mill Creek, I think. So definitely, if you can find a Code Red title that you want, go ahead and pick it up. And they did a good job finding a good copy of this and cleaning it up, because everything I've seen has been public domain prints that are edited and scratchy and not very easy to watch sometimes on the eyes. But this they did a great job of getting that one restored to a good version. This is a movie that I found out about from Matt at You and Your Horror Movies. So he mentioned this one. I thought, oh, that sounds right up my alley. Well, it's about it's called The Final. It's part of the After Dark Horror Fest 4 series. And it's about kids that are bullied and taking revenge on their bullies, on the people that bully them. Many horror fans, I'm sure, suffered at the hands and the verbal abuse of bullies. So here's a nice little fantasy film for you. Try not to smile too much. I kind of enjoyed it. Chocolate Vanilla Strawberry. This is a movie I'd had on my wish list forever, and I'm sure I'm glad I finally went ahead and picked this up, because I watched this twice within 3 weeks, I think. And I really enjoyed this film because the character is so intriguing. He's a ice cream man that gets bullied a lot by some of the locals. They'll come up and order ice cream and walk off and not pay for it. And he's very timid, and he's just a nice guy. And then he has this fantasy about the soap opera star that he's in love with, and he starts thinking that she starts coming to his ice cream truck, and they're going to go out on a date and all this stuff. And this movie takes a real weird turn at the end. It doesn't have a big body count, so if you're looking for a slasher film, that's not what this is. This is more of a good in-depth character study of an unusual person with a very, twisted mind, I guess. This is a movie that I really can't say enough good things about. This is probably a 9 out of 10, easily, if not more. I really, really, really like this movie. Great surprise on this one. Here's one I haven't watched yet, but I like all the actors: Eric Stoltz, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Judith Ivey, and it's a thriller, Sister Sister. So if anyone's seen it, tell me about it. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. Jean-Claude Van Damme, a lot of people I know aren't crazy. They like to make fun of the actors of the old action movies, like Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I think this is one of his better movies, and I think most critics thought so too. So they were a little nicer to him about this one. And this was a great movie. It's also got Rosanna Arquette. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. So that's one of his better ones. It really is. Also like Sudden Death, the ice hockey rink one. That one's also a lot of fun. Firestarter. George C. Scott, who I love. Drew Barrymore, of course. I love her as well. This has also got Martin Sheen. This is I consider anyway, a very respectable adaptation of the Stephen King novel. I really enjoyed this movie. I always have. And I just had the VHS copy, which I still have, which I will be giving away to somebody at some point if anybody wants it. But anyway, here is Blu-ray of Firestarter. This is also available from Shout Factory, unless it went out of print with, you know, a lot extra features and stuff. I just wanted the movie. I don't care about all the bonus features, so I went a little cheaper on that one. Certain movies I do like the full, you know, whole enchilada, but that one, I do love the movie, don't get me wrong. I just didn't need all the special features. I just wanted the movie, as I said before. Zombie 3. This is a movie that Lucio Fulci was due to direct. He wrote the screenplay for. After he died, I think they rewrote parts of the story, and it doesn't quite feel like a Fulci film. The Wax Mask felt more like a Fulci film. I think that was one of his last movies, too. But anyway, like I said, he had bad health at the point of this and didn't live to direct it. It's not near as good as Zombie, or Zombie 2 as it's known overseas, the Lucio Fulci movie that came before this. It was an unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead, because it came out like 1980, which is just a couple years after Dawn of the Dead. So this one came after that one, but in the United States again was just called Zombie. And it was called Zombie 2 overseas, so the one after that is called Zombie 3. Zombie 4, apparently this film is a Claudio Fragasso film, and I can't really remember what he has directed or what else he has done, but they decided to go ahead and continue this, and I've heard that this one's crazier than the third one that I just showed you. I have not seen this yet, so I can't tell you. Like I said, Shout Factory stuff tends to go out of print, so I wanted to grab these before they were gone. Wild at Heart, Nicolas Cage, Laura Dern. I've heard, and it's a David Lynch film, which, you know, he tends to make very much out there kind of movies. So I really wanted to get this. I finally bit the bullet and got it. Streets of Fire, Diane Lane. I've always heard really good things about this, kind of a rock and roll fantasy, PG-rated kind of action musical kind of thing. And I started to watch it, and I didn't get to finish it, but I'm going to finish it. But what I saw I really liked, so this is a good one to check out. Here's another bucket list one I got off of eBay, A Taste of Evil, because it has the Linnea Quigley movie, and she's not the main star, but that's the star that I remember. The Black Room, it's kind of an updated vampire story, and it's actually really good. This has never been given an official release. I wish that it had. I wish to get a Blu-ray and somebody find a good copy of it, clean it up real well. It was released on Lightning Video years ago in the VHS rental days, and this movie looks like it could very well just be a copy of the videotape, because maybe they couldn't find a good source material. So it's a little, you know, little hard on the eyes. It's a little blurry, but you know, it's one of these old Brentwood, which is out of business now. I think they were bought or absorbed by Mill Creek. But in addition to the Black Room, excuse me, it's got like some old classic horror sci-fi movies you've probably heard of: The Giant Spider Invasion, Invasion from Inner Earth, How Awful About Alan, which is an Anthony Perkins film, Bride of the Gorilla, which I watched and enjoyed, The Giant Gila Monster, which I really want to see, Ega, which I want to see, Attack of the Giant Leeches, that's another one I want to see, She-Beast, King of the Zombies, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, another one that's supposed to be one of the worst movies ever made, so I have to see it, and Bloody Pit of Horror, which is I believe it's a Mario Bava movie, if I remember correctly. But it doesn't say right here in this description, I don't think. But Bloody Pit of Horror was an interesting film. So it's from a collection called Taste of Evil, and I got a really good deal on it. And it was brand new, still sealed. And so I don't like. It's kind of hard to get the discs out, and I don't like how they're all kind of on top of each other. But I've seen worse packaging. But it's got these little. There's 6 discs in there on a little hinge there. So that's how they're packaged. So I just thought I'd show you that. And the last collection here is a 4-film collection. And these movies are hard to find, from what I can tell, on DVD. And right after I bought this, the price on this skyrocketed. I must have got the last copy that was reasonably priced. It's a 4-movie marathon called Psycho Killers. It's put out by a company called Smooth Pictures. The Beast in the Cellar, I know, was an old title on Paragon Home Video back in the video rental days. Little label out of Las Vegas, Nevada, that also put out Gates of Hell, Just Before Dawn, the Witching, I think is what it was called, Orson Welles movie. They put out a lot of interesting titles, and they were kind of my favorite go-to small label, video label back in the day. I'd always try to rent as many of their titles as I could find. Beast in the Cellar is one I didn't get to see. Well, I got a DVD copy now, and it's probably ripped right off of one of the old Paragon VHSs the way it looks. Hunting Humans is a good serial killer movie, kind of like Henry the Serial Killer. It's not as good as that, but it is good, and I enjoyed it. Because this serial killer is basically is being mocked by another serial killer, and they're having a competition, trying to one-up each other, and so they get kind of jealous of each other. Very interesting twist on the serial killer film. I enjoyed it. Phobic is about a kid who's agoraphobic, and it was actually better than I expected. And Mansion of the Doomed I haven't watched yet. So that is it for my collection update. Hopefully you saw something here that interests you. If you have any questions or would like to comment, if you've seen any of these films and what you think of them, I'd love to hear your responses and how you felt about them and what you enjoyed or what you didn't like about them. But thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon right here on Hunger for Horror. So I hope you all have a great evening. I'll talk to you on the next go-around. Bye-bye.